Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Happy Workaholic Podcast. I'm your host, Kellyanne Gorman. I'm a business, LinkedIn, and podcast coach, as well as a luxury brand consultant, and I help business owners take their brands to the next level by implementing my personal techniques when it comes to growing their service, sales, and social media. Over the past 20 years, I've helped grow multiple brands in the beauty, hospitality, health, and luxury travel markets. I've exceeded all of their expectations, and I'm here to share my tips and tricks on how I did it. Inspiration, motivation, and determination are what got me to where I am today. And trust me, living with an autoimmune disease is never an easy task. So you can definitely expect some pretty crazy stories shared here as well. Don't forget, the after show happens after each episode in the Happy Workaholic Podcast Facebook group, and that's where I'll be every week to answer all of your questions. Now, if you want to hear any of my exclusive news first, just visit thehappyworkaholic.com, scroll down to the bottom of the page, and sign up for my weekly VIP newsletter. Now, let's get started with today's show. Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Happy Workaholic Podcast. I'm your host, Kellyanne Gorman, and today you are listening to episode number 98, which is insane to me. And I know I've been saying this the last couple of shows, but starting off on episode 100, the I Chose This Life series is going to be happening, which I'll get into again later in the show. But I first want to start off by saying thank you so much for all of your messages and your DMs and emails regarding last episode 97. It was definitely a tough one. It was a tough one to record. I did it twice, and it was all about my autoimmune disease and my new diagnosis and what's going on with that, and a lot of things have changed. So I'm going to keep you in the loop only because I feel like if I'm strong enough to use my own voice and share my story, it will help others out there that are trying to fight and are going through the struggle that I'm going through. And it's not just with neuromyelitis optica, my NMO autoimmune disease I have, it's with anything in general. So I just want you all to know that if you are going through it, if you're going through something, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You are going to get through it. There's going to be happy times, there's going to be sad times, there's going to be really dark days, and then there's going to be really bright days. And you're just going to go through it all, and that's life, and that's all I can say about that. It's been a rough couple of weeks. I had the flu a couple weeks ago, and I honestly think I got sick just from the stress of everything. And the last show I recorded was October 13th or 14th, I believe. That was episode number 97, and today is November 5th. So it's been a couple weeks. I had the flu, and then that turned into bronchitis. So weeks later, here I am. I actually was admitted into the hospital this past weekend because I thought I had pneumonia, but I did not have pneumonia. It was actually another relapse of my NMO. So I'm still dealing with that. I'm just trying to continue to live my best life and make the best choices and stay with more healthier options. I'm trying to drink less throughout the holidays. I'm trying to move my body and go outside every day. I've been going for walks a couple hours every day. So I'm just trying to really heal my body and get everything right. My mind, my body, my energy, just everything, because it really helps me feel a lot better mentally, and my anxiety is a lot less when I'm outside and get some real vitamin D. And I really don't have an excuse because I'm in San Diego, so let's just leave it at that. I should be outside every single day, but life happens. But I'm going to continue to make those healthy choices. But moving on to today's episode, obviously first I wanted to say thank you so much for sticking with me, and I'm sorry for the big gap in the shows. But if you follow me on Instagram, especially at The Happy Workaholic, I post a lot on my Instagram stories, what I'm going through every day. So if you follow along there, I do put highlight reels on top as well. But I wanted to just kind of touch base today on a bunch of things going on with the show and professionally, because we are in the holiday season. So First of all, something that I wanted to touch on is how to be organized. I've done a lot of shows about how to be organized with your health and in your business, and I just wanted to touch upon that again because it is really the most important thing you can have on your side is being organized. And a prime example is just when I was in the hospital again and I needed to show records and I needed to show things on my phone. I was so prepared. And now that I'm getting back into my own work, where the last couple of weeks I've kind of had to hold back because I only had the strength and the energy to take care of all my clients. And so I was handling all of their projects and their to-do lists and their deadlines. And now I'm getting back into my own personal work. And it's really hard for me to be creative when I'm not organized. I need to have everything laid out. I got a brand new planner. I got a brand new notebook, and I'm like all ready to go for the holiday season. And I just have to be organized. If I'm not organized, I can't have anything else happening in a positive situation for me. I just don't work well in an unorganized space, period. So if that is you and the holidays are here, friendly reminder, you need to make sure that you are super organized so that you can make the most out of your time, especially all of the moms that are listening. You know, your kids have a million activities with school and you have holiday parties and, you know, this is just a hectic time of year. So I feel like if you maybe set your alarm 15 minutes, 30 minutes extra just for yourself, just to maybe do a quick meditation or organize your planner or just your to-do list for the day. Pack those lunches the night before maybe for your kids. That saves you time and energy and money, believe it or not. So being organized in your personal life and your professional life and of course your health is so, so important, especially when you get super, super busy. So I just wanted to touch upon that really quick to make sure that you're organized this holiday season, whatever the case may be. If you need any tips or tricks, I'm always here for you. So you can always find me on Facebook and Instagram at The Happy Workaholic. Send me a message and I will help you out. And speaking of the holiday season, I have decided to discount all of my packaging and my coaching sessions until the end of the year. So if you've ever wanted to work with me one-on-one for business coaching or LinkedIn or podcasting, I'm discounting everything until the end of the year. And the reason behind that, and I don't really do this a lot, is because getting sick again and being in the hospital and spending nights there, one night rather, thank God I was only there one night, it just really takes a toll on me. And the reason why I do what I do is because I want to help other women grow their business, grow their brand, start, a business or a company that they've always wanted to do, but they've never had the time or energy or creativity behind it streamlined. I want to help as many women as I can do what they love and give them more freedom in their lives. I mean, I was working from the hospital producing a podcast one day. I'm able to do that because of the business that I have. And I want to be able to show more women that they are able to do what they love. They just need to find the right way to go about it. And I would love to help any of you that are listening. We can hop on a call and do a consultation and see if we're the right fit for each other. But I just feel like the time is now. And the more women I speak to, the more that it just sits in the back of my head. And obviously, it's the holidays and money is tight for a lot of people. But if you are ready to invest in yourself, the time should be now. Don't hold back any longer. You need to figure out a way for it to happen. And a lot of the times, I'm on conference calls and discovery calls with future and prospective clients, and it's not really in their budget for what they want to do at that time. And most of the time what I do is come up with a game plan. So we'll work on one thing at a time and move forward with the rest. And then a couple months later, everything is done. So it's kind of like a payment plan option. So in order for me to help the most amount of women that I'm able to on my schedule, obviously, I decided to just discount my pricing until the end of the year because a lot of women I work with have families and have children, and there's a lot of money being spent on gifts and holiday parties and all that fun stuff, food especially. So I want to be able to help more women in a specific budget that really want to be on their A game in the beginning of the year. So that's why I've decided to, again, discount my pricing. So if you've been wanting to work with me through business and social media one-on-one coaching, or you are ready to up your game on LinkedIn, or you think that you are ready to launch your own podcast, then I would absolutely love to hop on a call with you and we can figure out how we can work together. And you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and always visit my website, thehappyworkaholic.com, so you can see what it is that I do offer for all of that. But I wanted to mention that today I've posted a little bit about it on social media, but not too much. But I wanted to really talk about it today on the show because it's November 5th. We're definitely in the holiday season. And, time is money. And I just feel like the time is now that I am able to help more women until the end of the year, and I would like to do so. And it's really what I love to do the most. So that is what I have in store for my holiday sale. Everybody always has a promo going on, and mine is just discounted pricing on everything. So feel free to reach out if that's something that you're interested in. And now I want to move into my podcast. So the Happy Workaholic podcast has always been about business, and it started off as business, luxury travel in my life because that's what I was still in. And then I decided that I really wanted to add my autoimmune disease into the mix. And it's changed a couple of times. If you've been listening from the very beginning, my show is almost a year and a half old now, which is so insane to me. But one of the things that I shouldn't say makes or breaks a show, because it doesn't break a show at all, but the amount of time that it takes to record a show, edit it, produce it, design, push it out on social media, it takes a lot of time. And that is why podcasters have sponsors, because it allows the sponsor an opportunity for a whole new audience to get in front of, but it also pays the podcaster themselves for their time to produce a show. There goes the school buses. It's so early. And so what I also want to talk about today is reviews. Reviews on podcasts mean so much to us podcasters. Besides the fact, in the beginning, a lot of podcasters don't get paid. Some start off with sponsors right away, and most of us don't. Reviews on iTunes, not everybody has iTunes or Apple Podcasts, but when you leave a review, it helps others find our show. So if you're a podcaster yourself and you're listening, you know what I'm talking about. And if you have ever listened to another show, if you're just tuning in now, this show is all about business, LinkedIn, and my life with an autoimmune disease. I incorporate my life with an autoimmune disease into the business aspect of the show, how I feel like it's been a lot lately, because I want others out there that are struggling with an autoimmune disease to know that they're not alone, to know that they can still keep fighting, and also to know that, you can still work. You can still have the life that you want. You just have to figure out how to make ends meet, or figure out what your, health allows. There's always going to be a way to work something out. And I wanted to incorporate that into the show, and also because my life is online, and as somebody that lives on social media and they have a digital brand, I do share a lot of my personal health story online. So it just felt kind of odd not to incorporate that into my podcast. I felt like I wasn't really being honest, where one day I'm posting on Instagram that I'm going to chemo, and the next day I'm posting like a fun and cheery podcast. Like it just didn't really make sense, like, to me personally. So that's why I incorporated it. But a lot of the times I talk about service, sales, and social media, my 3 favorite S words in business. And I'm going to get back into those on the next couple of episodes. But when you take all this time to record a show, you're putting out so much free content for others to hear. One review means so much to us podcasters. It really does. And it helps. The more reviews you have, the more eyes and ears you're able to get on your show so that you can help share your message, whether it's about business or something in your personal life or anything else that, sports, anything else that you're talking about on your show. It just allows other people to come across your free content. So why not help, others here? And if you love, I always leave reviews. I just love, I've just been in such a service-based business for so long. I really appreciate when somebody goes the extra mile. I really appreciate, that they've taken that extra time. So if you are listening right now and you have not left a review for the Happy Workaholic podcast and you are able to go to iTunes, please just take 2 minutes out of your day to leave me a review. I would truly appreciate it, because what I'm doing with these reviews, trust me, I read every one, is that I'm coming up with new content for the new year. So if you have a special or specific show idea, show topic, and you would like me to cover it, I will absolutely do so. If you leave me a comment letting me know on the reviews on iTunes. And if you've loved a show, if you didn't love a show, that helps too. So please, if you have 2 minutes out of your day, if you could just simply leave me a review, it really means so much for anybody that has a podcast. And it allows us to share our message, and it allows people to have the opportunity to come across our show that maybe they wouldn't have before because of the amount of reviews that are listed on our specific shows. So that's something else I wanted to touch base on today, is reviews on iTunes and the thought process behind them and why it's so important leaving them. I leave them for all my favorite podcasters because I'm obsessed with their specific shows, and I always let them know. Now, I want to go into Instagram stories now. I've been spending a lot more time on stories. I actually haven't posted on my actual feed in quite some time, but today's the day. I haven't really had that much to say, so I just share my stories. And now that my voice is getting a little bit better, I'll be making a live appearance on some Facebook Lives and Instagram Lives. I'm hoping to do them today because I'm behind on a couple, quite a few, I should say. But I've been spending a lot more time on my Instagram stories. So if we're not connected on Instagram, I would absolutely love to. You can find me at the Happy Workaholic, and mention that you can comment on one of my last pictures on my feed and let me know that you came from this podcast. And I would be more than happy to send you a special little present that I have for all my friends that do so for this show. But also, if you have a specific episode that you have loved and you wanted to share it with a friend, I would love if you would do that on your Instagram stories, and be sure to tag me, because I'm going to start featuring all of you on my own personal Instagram stories. And I just feel like I want to spread the joy this holiday season in this positive, uplifting community. So thank you so much for those that have been leaving me reviews on iTunes, that have already been tagging me on Instagram. I truly appreciate it. Next, I want to talk about the I Chose This Life series, which has literally been in the works for like a year. I have over 30 women that I'm interviewing. They are absolutely incredible. If you're not familiar with what the I Chose This Life series is, you can visit thehappyworkaholic.com and find out more information there. But as today is episode 98, we have 2 more shows and it is officially launching. Definitely head on over to thehappyworkaholic.com to get all the information on that series. Those shows will be on Wednesdays, and my solo shows will be on Fridays as usual. So you're going to be getting 2 episodes from me every single week now, starting, I would say, in the next week or so. So I'm so excited to be sharing all these amazing women with you, female entrepreneurs. They're going to be sharing all the ins and outs of their business, their personal life, their brands. It's going to be so, so good. Now, something else I wanted to talk to you guys about is sponsorship. So I know that I just kind of discussed briefly about having sponsors for your shows and my holiday sale. And I'm also discounting my oh my God, I can't talk. I haven't recorded in a couple weeks. I'm like tongue-tied. My sponsorship packages. So I'm actually going to discount those as well. So as of yesterday, today is November 5th, yesterday, obviously the 4th, I checked my stats on the podcast again, and this show is officially in 41 countries. I have moved into 2 more countries since 2 weeks ago, I believe, when I last checked, and I can't even believe it. I cannot believe that this show is being listened and heard in 41 countries. It's absolutely incredible and like astonishing to me. I never thought that I would be in this place. I never thought that people would care about what I was talking about, and I thought I'd just be talking to myself. And when you get feedback and reviews and see your stats and analytics, it's just, you're seeing numbers. Numbers don't lie. And it's just truly incredible. So if you are looking to get your brand in front of a new country, some other female entrepreneurs, I would love to talk to you more about it. I can share with you right now, the top 5 countries are the United States and Japan, Germany, Canada, and France, which is so insane. The UK comes in at the top 6 country that my podcast is heard and being listened to, which is so amazing. So thank you for everyone that's tuning in all the time, sharing this show, telling your friends about it, and just staying tuned to every episode that I keep putting out. Whether you're listening for business and LinkedIn tips or you're struggling with an autoimmune disease, it really means so much to me. And those reviews, like I mentioned before, really keep me going. Those shares keep me going. Everybody that tags me in social media, keeps me going. And it really just goes to show, like, if you put in the work, something really great's going to happen. And that's what's happening with this show. I'm just so honored to be doing this show. I put everything into each show. As you know, I don't really edit my own shows. I edit my client shows, but when it comes to my own, I just feel like I'm better off the cuff, on the flow. If I drop the F-bomb, sometimes that happens. If I cry, sometimes that happens. I'm just giving you everything I have, and I'm really passionate about what I do. I'm passionate about being proactive with your health, and those are just a lot of the things that I like to share on my shows. But also, I want to be able to allow a platform. I want to be a platform for other female entrepreneurs, such as myself, so that I can get their voice heard via my platform. So if you are looking to get in front of a whole new audience, if you have an amazing product or service, I would love to hear from you. You can always send me an email directly through my website at thehappyworkaholic.com, or obviously find me on social media at thehappyworkaholic, and we can hop on a call and see what would sound best for you and your brand, so that I can help you get in front of this insane audience that is now in 41 countries, so that you can take your own brand to the next level. That is what I'm so passionate about. That is what I love doing. And so I'm discounting all of my sponsorship packages as well for the holiday season and until the end of the year. So if that is something that you're interested in, please reach out. I cannot believe this show is in 41 countries. I just have to keep saying it out loud, because I posted it on my Instagram stories yesterday, and although I'm seeing the number, I just literally can't comprehend that that's really happened. But anyway, that is what I wanted to kind of recap on today's show. I wanted to give you an update as to why I've been MIA the last couple of weeks, hence my bronchitis that is almost over with, thank God. It has been, actually, you know what I want to share with you right now? I want to share with you my number one favorite product right now. It's called Vicks Plus Tissues, and I am a huge Vicks Vapor Rub fan. When I was younger, I always would have it slathered all over my chest and under my nose and everything, and I always go to menthol cough drops rather than like a berry or honey flavor. I just love the menthol. So I want to share with you what has gotten me through the last couple of weeks, and that would be my Vicks Plus tissues. I'm like absolutely obsessed with them, and they were on sale for 99 cents at CVS. So you better believe I bought like all of them on the shelf. And I think I'm on my second to last box, so I better go refill. But if you are a menthol lover like myself, and you are coming down with a cold, or you just want to be restocked in your house for your kids, your family, go and find these tissues, because they have saved me. And you can literally just like inhale the fumes from the tissue. So that's my little brand shout out. They definitely did not sponsor this show, although they should have, considering how many tissues I've used over the last couple of weeks. But yeah, so I wanted to do a recap of where I've been with my health. I'm still fighting this new diagnosis, and I'm dealing with four specialists on a university level, as well as the Mayo Clinic now in Minnesota. So I might be discussing more about that on another episode, but I don't really have that much I can share right now. So I wanted to do this episode number 98 of a recap of just where I've been, what's going on in my business, why I'm serving my clients, and what I'm planning to do in the future with the show, which is why reviews are so important, because it really helps me get, judge on which direction I should maybe go with a couple things. So if you're into service sales and social media, more of that is coming, I promise. If you're ready to listen to some empowering and incredibly talented female entrepreneurs, that is coming. And I'm sprucing up my newsletter, and I'm discounting all of my services until the end of the year. So if you're not on my VIP newsletter, what you can do is head to thehappyworkaholic.com. And if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, you can sign up there. I haven't sent one out in a couple weeks, because I've been laying low on a lot of my own projects, as I mentioned earlier, and just making sure I'm taking care of all my clients first. But a brand new one is going out this Wednesday. It's on a whole new format, and I'm super excited to share more in that newsletter. So if you want to get on the list, today is Tuesday, so that's going out tomorrow. Just head to thehappyworkaholic.com and you'll see it there. And thank you in advance for all the reviews you're going to be leaving me today, because they mean so much. They're really going to help me in putting out and producing a lot more content in the new year, in 2019, which is just around the corner, believe it or not. And yeah, so there's a lot of stuff happening with the show. There's a lot of women coming on the show every Wednesday for the I Chose This Life series. There's just got a lot going on this holiday season. So I hope that you guys are having a wonderful holiday season so far. I hope that you're almost through all that trick-or-treating candy. I never went out for Halloween this year, and so it was weird, because the night before I was craving a Butterfinger, and I was actually at CVS again getting more Vicks Plus tissues, and I thought to myself, well, I really should wait tomorrow's Halloween, but I never ended up going out, so I actually only had one candy bar, and that's pretty good. Considering I'm going to be living at the dentist for the next month, that's actually really good. So yeah, so that's my recap show, episode number 98. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for waiting for this episode to come out. I tried to record it a couple times today. I think this one's going to stick. And if you have any questions about what it is that I do, about business, LinkedIn, and podcasting, please reach out anytime. I'm an open book. I would love to help you out if you're interested in learning how to, launch your own show. If you're trying to find a new job, you need LinkedIn. If you want to know how to provide the best service for your customers and clients, I would love to help you. This is what I love doing. This show is what I love doing. I'm making a lot of changes in the new year to it, like I just said. And yeah, there's a lot going on. So stay tuned to hear more on that. And again, if we're not connected on Instagram, I would love to connect with you. Just visit The Happy Workaholic I'm at the Happy Workaholic, and I think it's time for more coffee because what time is it? It's not even 7 a.m. Can you believe it? I've been up since 4:03. But I hope it didn't reflect in my voice. I've had one lion's mane mushroom coffee, which is to stimulate my brain. So thank God that worked. But now I need some more caffeine in my system. So I'm off to go do that. I'm going to produce this show. I'm going to pop it up today on my social media. And then I'm going to be checking my reviews. So if you leave me a review on iTunes, be sure to tag me on Instagram at the Happy Workaholic. And that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much again from the bottom of my heart for just listening to everything that I produce on this show, for, sending me messages, for leaving me reviews, for just letting me know that you're there on the other end, because it really means a lot. And you're going to learn why soon. So until next time, you guys. Thank you so much for listening to today's show. If you liked this episode, please let me know by writing me a review on iTunes for the Happy Workaholic podcast. I would truly appreciate it. As I always say, sharing is caring. Don't forget, the after show happens after each episode in the Happy Workaholic podcast Facebook group. And that is where I am every week to answer all of your questions. Now, just so you know, I have been spending so much time over on my Instagram, and I would love to connect with you over there. You can find me at The Happy Workaholic, and don't forget to tag me when listening to your favorite episode so I can showcase you on my Instagram stories. For any other information regarding the Happy Workaholic Network, leverage your LinkedIn and your podcast production, just visit thehappyworkaholic.com. I hope that you are having a wonderful week, and I will talk to you again soon.